Now let me tell you the story that has been living in my head all week, and trust me, you definitely did not hear this from me. When Justine Pissott absolutely exploded in her Las Vegas debut, not a single Indiana Fever player posted anything about it. No like, no little heart emoji, no, so proud of you, sis, just complete silence across the board. And when an entire locker room goes that quiet at exactly the same time, that does not usually happen by accident. It feels like a message, and that is where this story starts getting really interesting. So grab yourself something warm, get comfortable, because the way the Fever fumbled this talented young player, along with what Sophie Cunningham quietly let slip without even trying, is seriously piping hot. And by the end of this story, I honestly think you are going to be left completely stunned. But before we get there, let me quickly set the stage for anyone just tuning in. Justine Pissott, a 6'4" sharpshooting forward out of Vanderbilt, was selected 25th overall in the 2026 WNBA draft, but never appeared in a regular season game for the Fever. Instead, Indiana placed her on a development contract, which, if you are not familiar with how it works, meant she could practice and travel with the team, but was only eligible to play in 12 of the 44 games in 2026. So she was always right there, close enough to see everything, yet somehow never got the opportunity to step onto the floor when it truly mattered. And that small detail becomes much more important as this story unfolds. Every single day, she was there for every practice, every flight, and every shoot-around, always close enough to step onto the court, yet the opportunity never came. Not even once. Keep that in the back of your mind, because it becomes incredibly important in just about 2 minutes, and trust me, you will see why. Now this is where everything starts getting messy. On July 7th, the Las Vegas Aces came calling and tendered an offer sheet to Fever development player Justine Pissott. Suddenly, the Fever had only 24 hours to respond by placing her on the standard roster before she would officially head to the Aces. Just 24 hours. Think about that for a second. That was a single day to decide whether the player they drafted, traveled with across the country, and developed through months of practice truly deserved a roster spot. And what did Indiana do? They looked at the clock, they looked at Justine, and they basically said, "Nah, we good." The Indiana Fever allowed rookie Justine Pissott to walk away on Tuesday when they chose not to match the offer sheet from the Las Vegas Aces. But honestly, that is not even the craziest part of this whole story, because the explanation that came next is what really made people stop and pay attention. If you enjoy this kind of behind-the-scenes tea, do me one quick favor right now and smash that like button and subscribe, because the front office's reasoning is exactly where my jaw completely hit the floor, and I have a feeling yours might too. Then came the explanation, and this is where a lot of people started raising their eyebrows. Head coach Stephanie White said they could not open a roster spot for Justine Pissott because doing so would have meant waiving either rookie Grace Van Sloten or veteran center Damiris Dantas. So the message presented to the public was essentially, our hands were tied. We simply could not make room. But honestly, stop and think about that for a moment. They had months to figure it out. They had draft night. They had the entire offseason. And the second another team showed real interest in her, suddenly there was no room left at the end of the bench. That was not simply a roster crunch. It was a decision they had already made long before, but never really admitted out loud. And here is the part almost nobody seemed to notice. Las Vegas did not spend days debating the move. The Las Vegas Aces waived Chundi Carter on Tuesday to create a roster spot for Indiana Fever rookie Justine Pissott. They were willing to move a player to bring her in, while Indiana was not willing to move anyone. Vegas made that decision almost immediately, and that difference says a lot. Read that one more time, because one team clearly believed they were investing in a promising future, while the other decided she was no longer part of its plans. Then what happened next ended up embarrassing a lot of people. Justine arrived in Las Vegas, and only a few days later she checked into her very first WNBA game against the Phoenix Mercury. And she certainly did not ease into the moment. She knocked down a 28-foot three-pointer in her very first professional minute and then followed it up with another from 29 feet, instantly giving everyone a reason to remember her name. What followed was nothing short of remarkable. She buried 2 of her 5 made three-pointers, finishing with 19 points while shooting 7-4-8 from the field as the Aces defeated the Phoenix Mercury 106-58. Those 5 made threes became the most ever by a player in her WNBA debut. 19 points in roughly 10 minutes off the bench on opening night set a league record. The player Indiana claimed it did not have room for walked onto the floor wearing another team's jersey and immediately rewrote the record books. If you are part of the Fever front office, that is the kind of highlight you simply cannot erase from your memory. And, of course, the internet wasted absolutely no time reacting. Fans immediately went straight for the throat. One frustrated viewer even said the Indiana Fever is the most pathetic franchise in the entire WNBA, and it is not even close, adding that Caitlin Clark should be set free immediately. Now, I have to step in here because Caitlin gets pulled into nearly every Fever discussion, whether she wants to be or not. When healthy, she has been playing outstanding basketball, with the third-year guard averaging a career-high 21.2 points across 17 games this season. A career high. She has been absolutely balling, and none of the front office drama falls on her shoulders. Still, even many of her own fans are watching moves like this and wondering, are they really building around this generational talent, or are they stumbling over their own decisions? And with that, we finally arrive at the real reason everyone is here. Now we finally get to the Sophie T. Right before Indiana played Las Vegas, a reporter asked Sophie Cunningham about Justine Pissott's breakout performance. And Sophie, who has never really been known for holding back what is on her mind, gave an answer that made the quiet part sound just a little louder. She said, "I'm so proud of her, man. She can shoot the heck out of the ball, and I think any team is lucky to have her. Anyone that has a stretch 4 that can shoot, that's a huge position in the W." Then she followed it up with the line that genuinely made me put my cup down. She said, "We spent quite a few months with her, and so we're just proud to see her be successful and have a team really embrace her." Now, really think about that wording for a second, because Sophie is genuine, and she chooses her words carefully. Have a team really embrace her. Why would you point out that another team embraced her unless you were quietly suggesting that someone else never truly did? That is the entire story wrapped up right there. It sounded like a teammate, in the kindest way possible, saying the player was talented, everyone around her appreciated what she could do, and the only place where she never truly felt wanted was the organization that originally drafted her. Sophie never had to throw a single punch. Instead, she simply handed everyone the receipts with a smile and a heartfelt, "I'm so proud of her." And that, my friends, is exactly how someone reveals everything without ever appearing to reveal anything. But that was not even the entire story, because there is another layer that almost nobody has been talking about. Just imagine what it must have been like to be that rookie. Everyone in the locker room understands that every newcomer is fighting for a roster spot, just like every rookie before them. Yet when you are practicing every single day against teammates while quietly realizing you may never actually get the chance to play, that has to be incredibly discouraging in ways most people cannot fully understand. She kept grinding on a development contract, earning only a small fraction of a standard salary, traveling all over the country, while the unspoken message seemed to be, "You are here for the scenery." So when fans online began adding up all the games she could have been activated for but was not, along with the money she reportedly missed out on, the discussion stopped being only about basketball and became a much bigger conversation about how people are treated. And that is exactly the kind of story any front office would rather not see gaining momentum. But here is where the entire pattern suddenly shifts. Before you decide who the villain is, there is one important thing I really need you to hear. This is not a Sophie Cunningham problem, and it is not a Caitlin Clark problem either. The players clearly liked Justine Pissott. There has even been a detail circulating that, about a week before all of this drama unfolded, Justine and Sophie were reportedly out having drinks together in Los Angeles. Drinks together. These women were clearly on good terms. So when you notice that no Fever player publicly congratulated her after her record-setting night, do not immediately read it as pettiness from the players. Instead, see it as a locker room full of women who were probably told very clearly to keep things quiet and not say anything. When an entire team suddenly stays silent in unison, that does not look like shade coming from the athletes. It feels more like a directive from people far above their pay grade. Then Sunday arrived, and that is when everything got even spicier. Justine's aces returned for a rematch against her former team, but the reunion did not unfold the way Las Vegas had hoped. Sophie Cunningham continued her outstanding 2026 season, helping the Indiana Fever cruise to a 109-75 victory over the Las Vegas Aces. It ended as a 34-point blowout, and Sophie absolutely caught fire from long range. She finished with 20 points off the bench while shooting an incredible 6 for 7 from beyond the arc as the Fever improved to 14-9 on the season. 6 made threes on just 7 attempts is not simply great shooting, it certainly felt like a personal statement. Meanwhile, Justine, facing the team that decided to let her go, was held in check and finished with just 2 points against Indiana. Basketball really does have a wicked sense of humor sometimes. But the moment everyone clipped, replayed, and debated afterward is the one you need to buckle up for. During the second quarter, Justine Pissott rejected Sophie Cunningham's driving layup right at the rim. As both teams headed back up the floor, Cunningham turned toward the rookie and appeared to wave her off. Justine locked eyes with her. Sophie waved her away, and the internet completely lost its mind. One fan even posted, "Do Justine and Sophie have beef we didn't know about?" I know some of you clicked on this hoping I would confirm a full-blown feud, but I like to pour tea responsibly, so let me be completely honest with you. Plenty of other fans were quick to push back on that narrative, describing the exchange as nothing more than friendly competition. One person pointed out that just a week earlier they were reportedly having drinks together in Los Angeles. Another simply said, "It's sports. It's competitive. It happens, even if you are cool off the court." So this looked much more like two competitors who genuinely respect each other exchanging a little trash talk after a huge block. Sophie has always played the role of an enforcer. That is simply part of her personality on the court, and honestly, that competitive edge is one of the reasons so many fans enjoy watching her. There does not appear to be any real beef here, just pure competitive fire. As for where all of this leaves us, let me pour the last of the pot. Caitlin, by the way, was not even at full strength for that blowout, and that is the part people keep forgetting when they talk about how dominant that win was. She contributed 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists in only 24 minutes while playing on a minutes restriction because of that lingering back injury, which means she was still easing her way back and not even operating at full throttle. And yet the Fever still hung 109 on the champs. That is not a small detail. That tells you the talent in that building is absolutely real, and it also tells you this team has enough firepower to make people sit up and pay attention even when one of their biggest names is not fully unleashed. Which is exactly why the Justine situation stings even more, because this was never really about whether she could play. She clearly could. The issue was never talent. It was a front office that had already decided, long before the public ever caught on, who they wanted to keep and who they were willing to let walk. And then, when the pressure finally came and the receipts started showing up, they hid behind that tired little "we had no room" excuse like that was supposed to make everything make sense. But fans are not stupid. When a player goes somewhere else and immediately proves she belongs, that excuse starts sounding less like a reason and more like a cover story. Sophie, being Sophie, could not help but let the truth quietly peek out from behind that "I'm so proud of her." Because sometimes the softest words carry the loudest meaning. And honestly, the loudest confession of all was the silence. A whole locker room told to say nothing while a girl they liked went off for a rival, and that silence said plenty. It said people noticed. It said people cared. It said maybe, just maybe, the decision upstairs did not match what the players in that room actually felt. And that is what makes this whole thing so messy, because now you have a team that looks dangerous on the court, but also a fan base wondering whether they just watched a future star slip through their fingers for no good reason. Here is what I want to know from you, and then we are done. Did the Fever fumble a future star, or was this just cold, normal roster business? because I go back and forth and I honestly need the group chat's opinion. Drop it in the comments. Tell me if you think Sophie was low-key spilling or just being sweet. And if you made it this far, you're officially one of us. So hit that subscribe button and the bell so you never miss a single drop of tea. I will see you at the next pour. Stay messy, stay curious, and always protect your peace out there.